Hey there guys, Corey here with Gotta Be Mobile, and today we're taking a quick look at the LG G Flex. Here is the box. This is the Sprint G Flex. Now, as you all know, it's been available outside of the US, and it's coming soon to the first week of February on multiple carriers, and one of them is Sprint. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. As you can see, the box is a little curved, which kind of is expected considering this is a curved smartphone. The screen is bent. Hear it rattling around in there. We know y'all hate unboxings, so we'll keep that short and sweet and show you a little bit of this phone. But real quickly here, pull it out of the box, and as usual there's some paperwork, a little bag to recycle your old phone, and the charger and the wall wart. Nothing too fancy or special here with the LG G Flex in the box, but here is the actual phone where all the important stuff is. And as you can see, yes, we have a curved smartphone. It is quite large. The LG G Flex comes with a 5.9-inch 720p HD display. I think there's some fingerprints on there. It's covered in plastic, so I went ahead and took it all off for you. But I mean, as you can see, it's a large device. And the selling points here, obviously the curved display. It's got a scratch-resistant, self-healing polymer coating on the back, and then of course those rear buttons for power, volume up and down, 13-megapixel camera with optical image stabilization, and even an infrared port for remote features. So it's a stacked, fully loaded phone. Go ahead and get it started here. Get it going. But like I said, it's only 720p. It's not 1080p on the display. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. We have a 2.26 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 800 processor here, Sprint Spark 4G LTE, 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Sadly, you can't add a micro SD card to increase the storage, and there's also no removable battery, but it does have a massive 3,500 milliamp hour battery. So with the LG G Flex, you're going to get some of the best battery life, probably simply for the fact that it has only a 720p display, yet has that massive battery. Most phones today have 1080p displays, and that does kind of wear down that battery life somewhat. But this is their lock screen. As you can see, we're kind of underwater. It's kind of a neat effect, and then playing off the fact that the screen is curved, when you kind of pick it up to, you know, put it up to your face, it kind of curves. Goes out of the water, and you're up to the sky, and there's some balloons and what have you. Kind of neat. And of course, once you swipe out of it, you are in Android. Now, aside from the 720p display, there's one other problem with the LG G Flex, and that is that we're only on Android 4.2. There's no 4.3, no 4.4 KitKat. This is 4.2.2, so it's a little behind. LG is definitely behind on the software side. They need to get going on that. And another thing we noticed is kind of the software here and the stock look is actually different on Sprint's LG G Flex than on like AT&T's that we saw at CES. It's just kind of a little bit different on the launcher, but of course everything's extremely customizable here with LG. You can go into the settings and change all kind of stuff with the lock screen and how everything looks. They have one-handed operation as well, which is kind of important when you have a phone this big. I mean, trying to like do anything, you have to kind of get up there to the top. It's a little difficult. So thankfully there's a lot of one-handed operation because it is a big phone. And to kind of show you how big it is, we have the Galaxy S4 and the Moto X. So you can see the LG G Flex and that 6-inch display next to a 5 and 4.7 is quite large, but it's also pretty thin. I mean, of course it is curved and what have you, but it is a pretty thin phone overall. Not bad. I have that wood Moto X there, but throw that aside. But let's just run down real quick here. Buttons on the back, power button, volume up and down, camera. Got the SIM slot over here, charger down on the bottom with a microphone and headphone jack. I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just a kind of a sleek looking phone. One thing I didn't notice is, you've all probably seen the videos, the back has a self-healing kind of, you scratch it and it'll heal itself design. But what that is like kind of a polymer coating on the back, and it almost looks like a screen protector. If you look close, I don't know if you can see it on video, there's little lines where you can almost see it looks like a screen protector's on the back, and that's because the usual LG plastic has been wrapped in a polymer coating that is self-healing, so it can be really resistant to scratches. This is my first time holding the G Flex. So far I kind of like it, but real quickly we'll show you a few of those features specific to LG to wrap this up. They have this LG knock-on feature where a double tap on the screen will turn it on and a double tap will turn it off. Now this is helpful for a few reasons. For one, the buttons are on the back, so realistically, you know, without picking up your phone, you want to be able to check it real quick. And then of course, I mean, for any phone, it kind of is better than finding the power button on the side. So I do like it. It was a popular feature on the LG G2, and of course they've brought it over to the G Flex. But go ahead and slide in there. Of course, on the infrared on the back, we have a quick remote, can control your TVs and television, what have you. That's kind of a nice feature. Then a couple other things, of course, you have your multitasking with most, stock Android. But if you slide up, you can go right into VoiceMate, Google Now, or quick remote. Or let's try that again. Failure. Quick memo. You can see there's quick memo. Go ahead and launch quick memo. And you can draw on the screen. Looks like I was writing already. If you can see that on video, it's kind of messing around. See if I can get rid of all that writing. Nope. Let's start over. But now it won't go away. Get back into the G Flex here. Then LG also has a couple of different features from multitasking. If you launch Google Chrome and their own browser and a few things, and as you're running around, if you slide with 3 fingers, it saves that app over here to the side. And then say I launch Chrome again and I slide with a few more fingers. Now there's two apps saved to the side. So what this is kind of another version of multitasking. Now it shows that there's 2 apps on the slide aside feature. Go ahead and tap that. And it shows you the 2 apps. You can quickly go back and forth between multiple different apps. But then you have to slide with 3 fingers again. So I mean, it's not the most friendly design. Obviously, you can just push and hold the usual stock Android multitasking to do the same thing for the most part. So not the biggest fan of some of LG's little changes, but for the most part, it is not bad. Again, the features here, the main point is the curved screen, big, massive, curved, bent screen. They say, can handle it if you get, it's in your pocket and you sit on it and what have you. You guys have all seen the videos. It's got a curved screen, it's got a powerful processor, it's got an optical image stabilized camera. That light in the back glows if you saw that here, which will also give you, hopefully some notifications and what have you. But there it is, the LG G Flex on Sprint. Stay tuned for a full review. Thanks for watching, guys.